Hi everyone, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. It's Saturday morning. I hope everyone's going to have a great weekend. Welcome to my channel, and let me adjust my camera. But I have a lot of stuff around me here because this video is going to be just showing you what I'm working on this week. And I guess the main thing I'm working on is the things I'm doing for the Spring Stashbuster Junk Journal Challenge. Excuse me. So, in the interest of stash busting, I kind of felt like making some travel journals, and I got out this set of maps that I had, which I already showed in a previous video, but I was going to, kind of make maybe three. And then also in the interest of stash busting, I was like, well, I have all these maps, maybe, I kind of got on a roll and I was like, well, I just kept going. So I think I have 14 here. I've never made that many journals at one time, so we'll see how it goes. I might just drop a bunch of them and concentrate on 3, but I am not, I am concentrating on all of these because that is what I do when I make my journals. I don't rush through them. I just, focus and concentrate and just try to make each one, beautiful. And, I don't like to rush through them. I like to just take my time and just make them great. At least I try to. But anyway, so this is how I started out on the map journals or the travel journals. I showed the maps, and then I cut out that corner. It's like the front corner, bottom corner of the map. Had a beautiful picture like this, and it, told the names of the states that map was covering. So I cut that out, and actually each piece was a little bigger. Each picture like this, a little bit bigger. So I cut it out, and then I cut it out again. I cut another piece off over here. So what I ended up doing with that, right away I got this idea of just cutting. I don't like to waste any of my beautiful papers, no matter what it is. So I got the idea of cutting that piece in half and making a side tuck for each one. So this piece is prepared for me to sew. I have the map piece, I have a piece of cardstock, and again I took out a stack of cardstock that I had, and I said, I don't care what colors these are, I'm going to use them all up, because they've been in my stash for a while, and I do use cardstock, but I kind of go towards certain colors, like blue and green. So I said, I'm going to use these colors no matter what color they are. And I think they really are turning out beautiful. I've used some orange and yellow, I think yellow. So really, really pretty. And so this is what I do. Sometimes I'll glue this down a little bit, like put a little dab of glue in the middle so it stays. And sometimes I won't. It just depends on what I feel like, how my sewing's going. You know what I mean? If everything's staying in place. So I have it like this, but I turned down my volume. You would think it wouldn't do that. I don't know if anyone knows how to make your videos not have any of that notification sounds when you're taping. Comment below and let me know, because I turned down 2 volumes, my media and my regular volume, and it still made that noise. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to not do that, but it still did it. Anyway, we'll just continue. So what I did with the pieces here, the strips, I put a little piece of glue on each end, just a little tiny swab of glue stick, because I want to make sure I'm sewing on this side. So when I'm sewing, I zigzag stitch this on. So when I'm sewing around here, going around in my sewing machine, I don't want these to move. They've got to be in this spot right here, and they can't move. So, this side I can hold, but that side I can't worry about. I need that to stay in place. So that's how I do it. Just in case you were wondering, it's easy peasy, but, just in case you were wondering how we're having any trouble sewing layers together. And like I said, you can put a little swab of glue on the back of this. I just sometimes have more trouble with putting glue on this front piece than not putting glue on it. And if you sew, you'll know what I mean, because I don't want to get this bunched up or anything when I'm sewing it. I want to be able to pull it and hold it spread out and sew around it. So that is how I'm doing the covers. I've got several here to finish sewing today, and I'll be finished with my sewing of the covers. And they're so beautiful. I don't feel like they need anything else on the front, but we'll see how it goes as I, you know, finish the journals. But here are some that have been sewn. I've been using blue and green thread, you know, blue on some and green on some, depending on what I think goes with the cover. So I did all my green ones, and I felt like the rest needed blue. And so, like, this is a blue one, and then this is how it's coming out. You can see the zigzag on the inside and the little side pockets, and the cardstock all looks really pretty together. And I won't show you all of them right now because, you know, there's so many, but here's another one with the green all the way around, inside and out. You know, you just do one stitch all the way around and get it all sewed together one time. This one, I forget why there was something happening where I needed to put another stitch, so I've got a straight stitch on this one, but this is the only one that happened with. Something wasn't jiving, so I did a second stitching on that one. But here's the Maine lobster. He got blue stitching. So anyway, they're coming out really cute, so I will, you know, continue to work on those. I might need to, you know, I don't know how long they're going to take me to finish those, but I might need to do I might do a second video as just, you know, on the pages and how they're coming along. But the other things I did this week was I like to make little flashcards. I just use Word or WordPerfect, whatever your word, you know, typing, word processing program is that you use on your computer. I made the word journal this week. I have the word smile that I've done, happy, magic, you know, so I have several words that I've done. And I just printed out on a piece of file folder. I make in 8.5 by 11, I cut off a piece of 8.5 by 11 file folder, and I put that through my printer and print out whatever word I'm making at the time. So this week I did journal. You can see they're all different shape, you know, sizes, and that's fine. You know, they can have different uses. You can use them on the front, like if you have a nameplate, or you can just put them on the front without a nameplate, or you can include them as ephemera in your journal as for the person that gets your journal, buys your journal, or if you're the person buying the journal, you can put this anywhere in the journal that you want, you know. So it's for the person that gets it too, to use it as they wish. So that's the word I did this week on flashcards, and I round all the corners after I cut them out. And then also with the cutoffs from that page, I'd made all of these little tags. So you would think that's way too many to get out of the cutoffs, but I believe that's what happened. I had, you know, in between there were pieces, and around the edges there were pieces of cutoff, you know, from the manila folder. So I used all of that to make, you know, and this can also be for your stash busting. I mean, if you would normally put that in you can save it from the trash, or if you would normally put that in your scrap pile, you know, I just did it right away so I wouldn't have to put it in my scrap pile. I made all these pretty little tags. I, you know, cut them out. I did the little, you know, corners on the top, and then punched a hole in all of them. And I don't know what it is about these. I just love these little manila tags, and I try to put them in my journals for people to decorate, you know. I mean, I can decorate them if I want to, or I like to put things in my journals for people to use and for them to do the decorating, not necessarily for me to do all the decorating. I want them to have fun with the journal they get from me. So made all those fun little, pretty cute little tags this week. And then I wanted to use up some stickers I had from Valentine's Day. I had them sitting here, and I'm like, what am I going to do with these stickers? I didn't know if I should use them on pages or what. So I ended up, this one's like a tag. I put a string on a couple of them with a hole punched there. And so I ended up just making little like journaling cards or journaling books, whatever you want to call them. Some of them don't open. Some of them do open, but these were, every bit of these were stickers on that little sticker sheet that I got in a kit. And this is what was left. I wanted to use it up. I didn't want to put it back in, put it away somewhere. So, just put them on the little index cards. I rounded all the corners and aged them. So, fun little journaling spots and pretty. This was a banner. I was like, what am I going to do with that? Because it was a little bit too long for a page. So I just cut it in half, and I put half here and half on another. Here's the other part. So those came out. I love those. I would do that again. I never, used up stickers in that way before, but I think they came out so pretty. And these would go in any kind of vintage or shabby chic, journal. They're also really pretty and vintagey looking. So that's another little project I did this week. And then I made some little booklets out of 2 different types of time cards. These are the ones I have that I showed before with the napkin. I had put some napkin on them. And I, just cut them up and folded it in half on these. And I added this little piece of, I found in my dining room stash in that drawer, some pictures, and there were some negatives in there, and which I think are really fun to use. And but I was like, well, I think they're fun, would be fun to use, but I was like, how am I going to use them? And then I wanted to put something on here, and I just cut a little piece like that off and put it on here, and I think it looks really cool. So yeah, that's napkin glued on with a glue stick. That is a piece of negative, and I have a piece of doily up here. And I did it, the napkin was wrapped all the way around because it went down the time card. I put it down the whole side and just ripped the napkin so it has a rough edge. And I didn't cut it out in any certain way, and it just came out so pretty. And I aged it, and then I put pages in here, just some scraps from my scraps. Use up those scraps, and there's 8 pages in here, or 8 papers, and then if you fold them in half, that's 16, and then if you count fronts and backs, that's 32. So technically you have a lot of little papers and pages in here. And I sew them down the middle with my sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can do a pamphlet stitch. I like to leave the strings, but if somebody gets this and they don't like the strings, they can always cut those off. And just one tip, on the 8, I felt like that was a maybe. My machine made it through, but I felt like it was a little, might be if I did a lot of these or something. I just felt like it was a little bit too much for my sewing machine. Here's the other one. And so on the next few I did, I used 6 papers instead of 8. So this is the 6 paper one. This is a different time card that I had received in Happy Mail from Aaliyah. And thank you, Aaliyah. Been having fun with all the stuff. But I aged the time card. This one I joined. I just wanted to try joining things together. Like my goal is to maybe join together some playing cards and make little booklets out of those. And so I cut these up and joined them together with a piece of coffee dyed paper underneath here. Then I decided to put some doily scraps. Really, I think it was scraps I just put over here. That's why they're just, there was no plan here, just what doily scraps do I have, and I just put them on here. There's 2 pieces here, and I think this was one long. It might have be 2 pieces, but I think it was one long piece over here. And then I have a flower punch. So this is 2 layers of flowers. You kind of twist the flowers and before you glue them on, and just glue them on, and you want all your petals to show. And then I have another little flower punch that I punched a little one out and put that one in the middle. And I wanted a neutral look, so I went through for like neutral, colors on the whole thing. And then a little neutral colored tiny button, which I don't know. I'll hold it close. I don't want my camera to unfocus. But there's a little tiny button in the middle. And so that's the way I did all 3 of these. And they came out, I think, really cute, and, you know, no little place to write or whatever. You know, you could use it as a mini little scrapbook and put some little tiny pictures in here, or even a little tiny glue book. So just a fun little mini journals there. And so those will be going into my journals. And then the other kind of little project I did this week was with the Stashbuster challenge. I made these key tags, and I did show these before. And I'm going to do a tutorial. I was asked by, I think Aaliyah. Was it Leah? Aaliyah, did you ask me? I think it was you that asked me to do, or maybe it was Wonder Bar Crafts. One of you ladies asked me to do a tutorial, and I'm going to do that. And so these came out really cute, and it's just, you know, manila folder. They're easy. And, you know, I've got a key tag here and a key, and so piece of lace, and so I just wanted them to look old and vintagey, and I guess I was going maybe for the neutral theme, I'm not sure, but anyway, I just wanted them to look cool, and I think I achieved that goal, and I just love these. These are in my last 3 book journals. I did put one in each of the pocket, in a pocket in each one of those, so that is another little fun project I did this week. And that's about it. I'm using these papers right here in my travel journals. I did a little video for the Stashbuster challenge of what I was using, and I forgot to look at my old dining room stash because I have those in a little, where do I have those? I have those in a tote bag right here by my desk or my table, so I can reach in there and use that stuff because I don't want to put it away. I want to use it, try to use it during the Stashbuster challenge if I can. So I forgot to look in there. I showed these kits that I had got from Tuesday morning. So this is some pretty, you know, double-sided cardstock in this kit and some stickers and things. So I showed this, but I forgot about this stuff. So I looked in there after the video and found all of this. This package here has stickers and pretty papers that are travel related. So they're all double-sided stickers and pretty papers. Now these are kind of generic right here, and then I think there's some matte paper. See, here's this is like labels that are travel related, and there's some shell paper. There's some matte paper in here too. Anyway, it's in here, and it's really, I think it's in here. It's really pretty. And then this one I also found in that old stash. It says accessory outdoor fun kit, and so I'm going to see what's in here too. It looks like leaves, and it's not open, so I'm not going to open it right now, but I'm going to see if there's anything in here that I can use either as pages or maybe ephemera I can put in the pocket. So that's what I'm doing this week, and just lots of fun stuff. And I'm about to do a video on my 2 flip-throughs on my other 2 book journals, and so that'll be coming up. But I hope you enjoyed this video of my little travel journals. I'm just having lots of fun with these. And sorry, I can't wait to start working on the pages. So I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching today. Have a good weekend.